I need to reach down, cut that pipe, pull that up, put all new in. Here we go. Listen to me grunt and groan. A little bit of water in that pipe. No weep hole. Hoorah. So, although their only problem was their float, they decided it was enough of an age to replace the pump too. It was actually pumping weird. It was shooting out the sides, like right there. The gasket's wearing weird right there. And it was shooting out this side, right here. The gasket rotted out. So that's your effluent pump. This is your alarm float. Goes up, makes the alarm go off in the house. This is your on-off float. The water level rises, gets so high, turns on, goes down, shuts off. It's been apart once before. They got a union in here. Twice really. Got a hard couple there, and they got a shielded Franco up here. Christian Sun Highway T. I don't know what that is, but I don't even know what the kind of pump this is. It's hard telling. But time for new. Oh. We're gonna put it back in with a loop so we don't have to. I don't know what that was. So we don't have to reach down there again. I like using long sweep elbows. It's 2-inch, schedule 40. I am going to put a weep hole in here. Well, that will do. That will be at the pipe going out to the mound. When the pump shuts off, the line will drain out right there, prevent freezing in the winter. Here we go. chunk of 2-inch. Well, I mean, we pulled down bottom. I'm gonna pre-fit this on. A little less work to do down in the tank. In Wisconsin, in a lot of places in the country, but in Wisconsin, they, if your drain field is higher elevation than your tank, you have to use a pump, because poop only goes downhill, doesn't run uphill. That's a life lesson too. Make sure my weed pull's going to be at the bottom. And that's the mound right there, above grade. It's kind of a drain field at ground level. When they did the soil test, it must not have perked anywhere on the property, so they had them do a mound. I don't know. Say, I see plenty of them, I guess. Both kinds. Conventional drain fields and mounds. You can have a conventional drain field and still have a pump. Again, the gravity thing. If your house is in a valley and your drain field's up the hill, you're gonna need a pump. Boy, oh boy, it's gonna be a reach. Here we go. Only got to do it once. Maybe 20 years ago, installers kind of started figuring out to do this loop just to save this issue. This one ain't bad, at least can reach it. Some of them I got to do the old ladder-roo, jump in the tank. Them ones are not fun. And of course, the labor to do that is going to be quite a bit higher because it ain't a big deal for me to go on a tank, but I tell people, how much would it cost for you to go in your own poop tank? Like, you couldn't pay me enough. Well, okay. Well, guess what? I need to win once in a while. Going in tanks is where I try to make some money. I ain't completely loving that, but we're done with the whole reaching down in the tank thing. Not done with the falling in the tank though. That can happen any time on this project. I don't mind doing these. It's a change of pace from dragging hose and pumping. But this time of the year, spring and summer is kind of the peak season. So I go pretty hard in the summer. If I don't know, if I had to think, I'd probably only had maybe 7 to 10 days off, maybe not even that much since April, and we're in October. Things are starting to slow, but I'm still about 2 weeks behind. Got work I should have done, got done, got to do. This is a Zoeller N98. I usually use N152s, but the installers around here like the N98s, and I figured I'd be like the rest of the pack and start running 98s also. I carry 152, 98, and then of course 220 or 240 or whatever you like to call it, variations. I've not seen the plastic bottom, and look at that, it's got a crack right there. I'm not seeing a plastic bottom from the Zoeller before. I don't know if that's a crack or a scratch. I don't know if I like that plastic bottom. And it usually comes with a fitting, a 2-inch, there's an 1.5-inch discharge. No, yeah, 1.5-inch discharge. So I need an 1.5 to 2 fitting, and they usually come with them. And I'll prove they come with them. I know they come with them because I typically swap them out to an 1.5-inch MPT to 1.5-inch slip. And then I make a stub, 1.5 inches for about 1 foot, and then slide that into the 2-inch pipe with an 1.5 to 2 Fernco. Then I can have some free play and adjustment. And that's why I know they come with them, because I got stacks and stacks and stacks of them. Because I don't use them, but I am today. They probably figured they had about 50 of them, so they'd stop sending them. Zoeller's on to me. I use Zoeller because the guy I trained under used Zoeller, so that's a big part of it. Plus, at least one installer around here uses Zoeller. The other one, he uses Gould's, which the right Gould's model is like a Rolls Royce of a pump. Hard to beat a Gould's. Of course, they carry a Rolls Royce price. They are the big model of Gould's. They are a 30-year pump. I see that pretty reliably. Zoeller's, I've seen about 9 years out of Zoeller's. I'm getting purple everywhere. Zoeller's are about a 9-year pump, but they're also a third of the price of a Gould's. So anytime I've had a customer with a Gould's go out, I've quoted them Gould's and a Zoeller. Not a single time did they take the Gould's. Most times they're like, I had a Gould's for the last 30 years. I'm not too worried about the next 30. That's going to be the next guy's problem. And I get it. I get it. right. We're getting close. I like to put the pump down on the lid, not in the grass, just to keep the snot out of it. Grass, leaves, twigs. Not a big deal, but you gotta take little steps to maintain that quality. Absolutely don't need to do this part, but I do it just because I feel it's the right thing to do. It absolutely doesn't matter. When I was working for the guy that taught me the most about this, he would not pipe thread this. Did not give a crap. I like to because it makes me feel like I'm a real professional. Except for all the primer. Except for I'm a real professional except for my primer. I'm gonna put a little weep hole in here just. All right. Let's spin this into the pump. Hardest thing about this is getting it started and getting it straight and go backwards till I feel it fall in. There's a real optical illusion on this. You can be just a little bit off on your angle and it feels like you're good, but then you feel the cross thread, so you got to really watch for the cross threading. I'm gonna hand tight it. That's all it needs. Beauteous. I'm just gonna run the power cord up it a little bit, and I got to do a pull cord. Not absolutely necessary. This is kind of a shallow tank, but it's a step that makes me feel special. So. I guess I just try for the cleanest install, and I really like to have my work be as error-free as I can get it. Rope. I got this kind of rope for heavier pumps. This kind of rope for not as heavier pumps. I carry a whole spool of this well pump rope, but I do well pumps too, but I don't use rope on my well pumps. It doesn't guarantee you anything. Except most likely trouble. Hanging it up or making for problems. I do get nervous about the Zoellers. I've had, I don't know, 3 or 4. They come with a 3-year warranty. I had 3 or 4 in the last year or two. Had to send in for warranty. Never had that problem in the past. I don't know if that means something's changing in Zoeller or just a bad streak. I don't know. But I tell you what I think about having to redo a pump under warranty. I hate it. I went and did a little researching, and somebody says Liberty pumps are pretty good. There's a place up in Madison that carries the Liberty pumps. I talked to them, and I don't know, you know, after talking to the dealer, they carry Zoeller and Liberty, and they really kind of didn't swing me one way or the other about it. They were kind of like, whatever you want. So I was kind of hoping to hear a little bit more excitement about it. Like, yeah, this is it. This is what you want to carry. Solve all your problems. Make you a hero. Septic hero. All you need is a Liberty pump. If I wanted best of the best, I'd carry the big Goulds, but not many people want to pay for that. Not many people want the best of the best. Best of the best of the best. So far, I haven't found one person that does. I'm going to say not many. So far, no one. And we're going to put her down, and there's going to be a pump pad down there, a pedestal that keeps it. Look at that. I hit it first shot. That keeps it out of the off the very, very bottom. How big is this pedestal? It's a pretty big pedestal. How far can I? Feels like I'm off it there. I'm on it there. I love it. There we go. Got lots of extra rope. And we'll sort that in a bit. Put that there so don't fall in. I don't want to swim for it. We're going to do a new alarm flow too, just because we're here. It's going to be a complete clean install. The guy doesn't want any problems 6 months down the road, or a year down the road, or 3 years down the road. Zoeller, talking to you. Sure you guys are really listening. These are the alarm wires. All right, what a mess. Spaghetti. Out we go. Easy part is pulling these wires out. Hard part is going to be fishing them back in. This place is along a county highway. A little bit of traffic. Late afternoon, work traffic. A lot of farm traffic. We're in harvest. Those guys are customers. Big farm outfit. I'm getting bad with my inventory. I'm down to my last 2. Technically, I was down to 1. Found 2 more in the bottom of the box. I'm trying to get better about inventory, but man, it's hard. I'm gonna have to figure out a system and stick to it. All right, let's go. I like that. And go a little lower. The guy I learned most of my septic stuff from, we used a handsaw like for wood to cut pipe because it was cheap and didn't need power. It was a lot of fun in a riser like this trying to use a wood saw and cut that band saw. I don't know what you would call it. Same thing you use for a 2x4, except he went on a job with me last year and I whipped this out. What is that? And I told him what it was and showed him how it worked, and he was like amazed. It was like I showed him alien technology. He thought it was something else. Move this a little bit over. Get my cut just where I want it. I will admit I'm sometimes a cut twice guy. Sometimes I'm a cut 3 times guy. Boy. Road rage incident. Well, let's see how I did. Get the purple everywhere. They're road raging. This is hard. For a homeowner though, it's probably, 3 or 4 trips to Menards just to buy the right stuff. And it is poop water, so a lot of folks are just happy enough to pass it off on me and go live their lives and do whatever they want. Why? deal with this. Seal up. That up. There we go. And this one, I'd almost be better off with a short. I like the long sweeps because if I ever got to jet it, I can without a whole lot of work. And I feel they're better for flow. I'm gonna end up being the world's shortest stub if I. But you see now, in the future, whenever I gotta go in here again, I can just cut this apart here. I could union it, but I don't know if I have any with me. The inventory thing. You know, a spinning connector. Let's just see how this looks for. Well, it's gonna be short. It's gonna be a short piece. Let's see if I have any. Back to the old inventory. I know I had one left. I had one left till I used it. Here's a short two. See, this is how I do it now. I buy very big bags full of them, so I don't have to worry about. I probably want to get down to that last one. Remember to order it. I'm gonna work out somebody to blame for that. So I don't have to blame myself. I could go with this shorty, but I cut my pipe for a long sweep. Long sweep's where it's at. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. We're gonna mark this up a bit. Man, I don't need much pipe in there, do I? Right about there. These cutters, I don't know if that brand's any good. I got them at Menards. The first go I bought the Menards Master Force brand, just like these. First pipe I go to cut, things just collapsed on me. I went to do that, and they just collapsed. So I bought this one, pretty happy with it so far. I bought a rigid, but it's not this big a one. This one does 2 3/8. The rigid's a little bit smaller. For smaller diameter pipe. I am kind of a hot mess with that primer, ain't I? I'm a hot mess with primer. Look out. primer mess. That's why I don't do interior plumbing. Oh, apparently I can't. That did not go right. Oh. We are almost done. Get back in there. All right. So back to my original story. I'm very busy in the summer, and this is, you know, we're well in the fall, and I'm still busy. So the point of this whole thing is me boo-hooing that I'm pretty wiped out from the summer. So it's hard to do as perfect as a job as I'd like to do. Just because kind of whooped. The hardest wire to run because it's the biggest plug, so I do it first. Even though this one's pretty good, 3-inch pipe. Most of them are 2-inch, which are just a nightmare. This is just gonna slide right up like, look at that. Look at that. Only got a bunch of crap in it, but step 1. Step 2. The pump power. In you go. I can see it. You gotta reach it. Now, clean the poop off it. Let's test it. It fired up. I'm gonna wait a little bit, let that glue dry more before I run it. There's my weep hole, weeping. That's because that pipe goes uphill over that mound. So we want that to drain in the winter, even though it is below frost line, but it's not below frost line at the mound. So I just ordered this for another job, and it came in today. It's going out today. Usually I use these floats for alarms. Problem is, these floats are twice the price of these floats. So I'm gonna try to keep these in stock, but I don't do a, well, I do plenty of alarm floats, right? Not plenty. I do a lot of on-off floats. Most people don't give a crap about their alarm. Most alarms don't work. You know, I don't care. I know I got a problem when I can't flush the toilet. So you go, okay. But I am going to carry more of these alarm floats because when I do need them, it's crazy. You spend twice as much for a on-off float. On-off float switch. Okay. We're on the downhill slide. I'm going to get 2 new connectors. Hang my floats. Dig through my junk. And there they are. I like using these. They got dielectric grease already on them. Dielectric. I like using dielectric grease. Keeps things from rusting hard, corroding, falling apart. I gotta speed this up. It's getting dark. Getting dark out. Getting dark out. I still got customers who want me to come today. When I run out of steam, I just wait and see if they beg. If they keep calling and begging, then if it's a pump truck job, I go, you know, for pumping. I just go and get it done. But I got some repair work that's waiting to happen, and I just don't have the energy or time right now. But if they're persistent, I just make it happen. What are you gonna do? I understand their concern. I'm gonna have to get the wire strippers. Unless I'm feeling talented with the knife. See, and this is the deal where I got the proper tools, but I don't feel like getting up and walking over and getting them. So I'm gonna do it this way and then goof up and make myself upset. And that's the problem with fatigue. When you get fatigued, you know better. But at some point, you just go for it. Typically on these jobs, People just want the bare minimum done. You know, if it's a float, they want to float. If it's a pump, they want the pump. If it's the alarm, they're not worried about the alarm. And I've kind of gotten to where I just price a job so I can replace everything. Even with replacing everything, I'm still pretty competitive on my prices versus the guys that just do the absolutely what they need. I'm having a hard time with this. I need my bigger ones. I don't know where they are. Fatigue. I know where they are. They're in the bag. Question, do I want to go get them? I'm sick of these gloves, but let me tell you something about Septic. I get it on my hands plenty, no big deal, but I really try to avoid it because it just lingers. It sticks under your nails and around your nails and in your skin, and you know, wash and use degreaser and whatever else. And you still smell it. You smell it for hours, if not days. Like you drink a soda and you can smell it. You know, it gets on your hands and soaks in deep. I lost my electrical tape. Electrical tape. Missing. Pocket. Fatigue. Done with the solvent. That's how you call I'm professional. I call it solvent, not glue. Done with that. Leaves out of there. It's kind of a horrible little deal with the whole decoration things here. It's terrible to work around. I think I'm done with the gloves. I think I'm working in new stuff now. I don't need these. For the septic stuff, I use Harbor Freight electrical tape. So I buy a big old roll for or big old, whatever you want to call them. Rolls of rolls, a roll of rolls. Like $7. Now when I do well pump work, I use Scotch or 3M for that because I need to absolutely guarantee that tape is going to do what it's supposed to do and not fall off in a well hole for me. Septic, not as critical, and although I do use a different tape for hanging my floats, that's a little bit more severe duty. Let's test the float before we get too far with it. Never know, might be a lemon. Off. Pump is on. There's our weep hole. Pump is off. Everyone shuts off. Que maravilla. I like to hang my floats. You see on this other one here, they hung the floats on the pump. When you have a float go out, you either got to pull the whole thing up or do what I'm going to do now, but it's a lot nicer to be able to work on them and adjust them. You know, that thing, if I was off on my float setting, I'd have to pull the whole pump up. Whereas doing this, I can just pull this float stick out and I'm in business. I am feeling really crooked. Wow. I did not like the pipe cutter at all. Don't matter. Hang floats. Pipe wrap tape I like using to hang my float because it's very strong. Did a terrific job. So this is where the eyeball comes into play. I come back in about a week too to make sure everything was all right and turned out how I wanted it. You just never know. Sometimes you gotta make an adjustment. So I wanted off about where this water is. There's a water line, so I want my off to be about there. Couple schools of thought on floats. One is, technically the right way is you pull the original permits for the system and look at the design and see what the dosing, what the system was designed to dose. Because you can set your dose with your tether. You know, say you tape that to the pipe there and that's your tether there from there. Shorter tether pumps less water, longer tether pumps more water. The guy I used to work for way back when I was a young septic turd chaser, he'd go for as long as tethers you could. He felt, you know, big doses, like once a day, big dose is where it was at. I don't like that because that's it's a good way to oversaturate a mound and blow a lot of water out the side and cause them a lot of heartache and trouble. Most times a 6-inch tether, is just wonderful. So on, here, click, there. Off, on. I love that. So I'm gonna go for a 6-inch tether. I'm gonna go like that. Looking for my little roll of, this is my Harbor Freight tape. I just use it to hold it for this point. Just right there for a minute. And then I come through with my pipe wrap. I'm gonna unplug it so I quit firing it. And then give it a nice sturdy wrap. Yeah, these come with a hose clamp and a little plastic clip. Then you can twist a little clip in there and hose clamp it. Yada, yada, yada. I tell you what, I've made a bit of money rehanging floats because those little clips gave up the ghost and broke. That's not gonna break. There we go. On, off. There goes another customer. I do a lot with farmers around here. I'm gonna give it one more wrap up here. So now I'm gonna do my alarm float. Oh, my knees are dying. I should have brought my knee pad out. Here's my alarm float. I'm gonna put that over. So alarm float, you can feel it when it clicks on. So this clicks on here. So I want to set the alarm float to go off just a little bit higher than it. This comes on, so water level's here. This comes on. Beauteous. I may bring it up a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't like false alarms. You set the alarm float a touch too low, and then it just buzzes just for a second every time just before the pump turns on. Drives customers nuts. They won't call you about it though. I'm serious. They will let it beep for months, years, till the next time they see you, and then they'll mention, by the way, my alarm always beeps twice a day. Float set a little too tight. So there we go. On off float, click, it's on. Pump ain't working, this goes up, click, it's on. Beauteous. Beauteous. Now I'll just tape this the rest of the way. Tuck my wires in. Go home, see if anyone called. Really hoping they'll come out. And I'll decide if I'm going to or not. Like I say, if they're backing up, they got sewage in the basement, I roll, no big deal. Just on these repair jobs, you know, I kind of like to be a little fresher. I hate tackling them, not feeling. I absolutely won't do well work when I'm late in the day. I've done that before and I hate that. You're trying to focus and get everything done and get it all right, and next thing you know it's 10 o'clock at night and you're still screwing around with it, trying to get it finished. And that sucks. And you hate to do something wrong on a well that people really need. Not that I do anything wrong, but I know I'm not functioning where I'd like to be. This can just go right in the bottom. Nothing fancy. You don't need to secure it, don't need to tape it. It ain't going anywhere. Not going anywhere. If you are in a trade, whether you work for somebody or you're on your own, if you are worth any kind of crap, you are going to be busy. And I get it, you know, oh, you gotta regulate, keep things in perspective, time for yourself, yada yada yada. Yeah, I get it. I tell you what, I work hard and I play hard, but I don't play much. If I wanted to, I definitely could. And someday I will. When I'm ready to. Right now I'm pretty happy about RIP Harbor Freight tape. I'm gonna have to suck that out with the pump truck. That's fatigue. I'm telling you, that's fatigue. I don't want to lose this. This is like $8 roll of tape. Oh, as far as the working a lot thing or whatever, you know, when you're in demand and people are really wanting your time and they're wanting you to do stuff for them, it's hard to go to the quiet after that. I don't think any trades guys get that. Retired guys probably will. They don't know what I'm saying. You get addicted to the action and you know, always trying to figure out what's the most important thing to do next. You know, which job's a priority. A little bit of it is, as far as you want to be a priority, pay fast. My quick pay customers, especially the ones that, you know, they're no nonsense. They're just, you know, we want this done, get it done. And I know when I do it for them, mail them a bill, that check will be in the mail in a few days. Those guys, I've done it. I've been out to eat Saturday night, got a call from a good customer, need something, I go. Those people are few and far between, and you gotta, money talks, and those guys speak the loudest. I'm not saying the rich guys. I got rich guys that are a pain in the butt to work for. They want everything. They want everything now, and they want a discount, and they want to. They'll tell their friends this, that, and then. I got customers that are. I don't know. You always wonder, like, if they had a bad poop in their basement incident. You know, flooded and ruined the carpet, and maybe ruined all their photos or something, because they don't mess around. They want it done. They want the good stuff. Send them a bill, they'll pay. Those are the special people. They're a beautiful part of our society. I hate these wood chips around a pump chamber because these things will float. And you run a chance of getting them in the pump, and guess what? These Effluent pumps will move a lot of turds, but wood chips are not a good thing. Well, that's that. I'm gonna put my little cap on over the wires, tuck all them in the box, pack all my junk up. That's a pump replacement. Anyone can do them. They're not hard. Just a question if you're willing to make umpteen trips to a hardware store. Get everything you need to do it. Convenience thing. Convenience and you know, experience. Homeowner would probably try to reuse that pipe and do that. Look at that hot mess, boy. It's lasted, but you know. Speaking of hot messes, I'm a professional at critiquing other people's work. I do not look at my own. Actually, I do. I really try to be particular, because that's what you want in your trade. You want your trade to be particular. When I have stuff done at my house, I want the best of the best people. You know, the guys that are, lack of a better word, you know, anal retentive about their work. You know, guys that are perfectionists, guys that will, diminishing return guys like, I'm going to spend a half hour doing this and we're not going to gain much, but it's going to look a touch better. That's what I want my work to, you know. Yeah, it costs money, but when it comes to my house and my mechanicals and that, I don't want McDonald's. I want filet mignon. And I try to give that to people with the septics and wells, even if they're on a McDonald's budget. But that's business. That's how that goes. So, pack up the crap, another pump to throw in my pallet in the woods. You know, there was a time where I kind of thought I'd spend winters taking them apart, stripping the copper out. As a electric motor, they're worth maybe $3. At least they were, you know, pre-2020 electric motor, but a lot of places won't take them because they have oil in them, mineral oil. So they only want to give you a shred. If you take them apart and pull the copper out, you can get about $12 pre-2020. Well, actually, pre-2020 to about 2022, scrap prices have dived. But I never have the time to I never had the time to do it anyway, so forget about it. It was all a pipe dream. Turns out I'm pretty darn busy with what I do. That's okay, I'll take it. Take being busy. And being tired. So it all adds up in the old bank account. End of the day, that's pretty much the only reason why any man gets out of bed in the morning. Keep the bank account happy. Yep, I'll be back in a week. Check this out. Make sure everything is hunky-dory. And that's this job.